Turns out that sexual strategy between men and women tends to be more adversarial than cooperative. So, women would develop better methods of deception, and guys would develop better methods of detection, and vice versa.
The following program contains scenes of
Cheating a Hozilla.
Viewer discretion is advised.
So what is the red pill? At its core, it's men getting together and swapping notes. Now, for over a decade, men have realized just how much we've been led to believe things that just aren't very good for us, and this is where game comes in. Game is based on men observing what behaviors are attractive and what behaviors are not. It's about truly understanding social dynamics and the role they play in human interaction. My name is Ryan. I'm one of those guys who is swapping notes. Like you, I was good at relationships, but not great. Ran into hardships, stuff that seemed to be just unknowable complexity of a relationship, and oh how wrong I was. So after talking about things, trying things, and comparing notes with hundreds of thousands of men, we've come to understand things better, to succeed, to thrive, and to live well in all the ways that matter to us. So, what's the red pill? It's men swapping notes, iron sharpening iron. Welcome to the locker room. I was destroyed after she came forward and told me what happened during the weekend. She was going out with her two friends during Halloween drinking. Now, she doesn't drink very often. This is the first time that she's gone out with me. Girls' night out, yay. It's dangerous. I demanded all the cards on the table, even if the information she was going to give me would hurt me. She says the entire night is a big mess where she only remembers part of it. She blacked out. I heard from a friend of mine that she was really out of it. Her friends say the same. However, she still managed to end up in a hotel room with a complete stranger. She couldn't believe it when she woke up the next morning. She didn't even know if they had sex. She asked him before they left the room, and his reply was, "I don't know, I believe so." She woke up naked, so I assume they did. Either way, it's not okay. We both agree that most likely they did, and we take the situation as so. Her friends were in another room in the same hotel. Big shit show. She called me right after she left the room, devastated, crying. She couldn't believe it. I told her I need the time to think and process this through. I honestly believe she had it worse than me. She's disgusted by herself. She took the entire week off. She called me crying, texting big paragraphs that she's so sorry and knows what I'm going through because this happened to her before as well. She's a big mess. 5 days later, today, it still hurts for me, but I'm alright. I've already made a decision in my head that this is over, but I get second thoughts a lot because these last 6 months have been incredible. We really vibe, and I honestly saw a future with this girl. It's just so sad that this entire situation could screw it all up. She will give me all the time in the world, even if it's years. She will 100% cut off all alcohol. She told her friends that if she's going to get involved in anything ever again, it has to be without alcohol, trips or dinner, for example. Without me even demanding it. I really believe she wants to fix it, and this is what also gives me second thoughts, but I struggle to get this distaste out of my head when I was thinking about her before I got happy. Really happy, proud she was mine, and so on. Right now I'm disgusted. I have this shaded memory of distaste when I think of her. Feels like she's dirty, and this needs to go away for this even to be slightly possible to work. Now, I loved her a lot, and I deep down still do. Has anyone else been in a situation like this and worked it through? Thank you for reading. Couple of terms before we get started. Self-delusion. Now, this has some evolutionary roots to it. Turns out that sexual strategy between men and women tends to be more adversarial than cooperative. So, women would develop better methods of deception and guys would develop better methods of detection, and vice versa. Now, currently, we are actually pretty good at detecting deception. If there's incongruence with the way the person is talking and the way they're acting, that sort of stuff. So, a nice evolutionary adaptation we've had is self-delusion. In other words, it's not a lie if you actually believe it. Now, I don't know this girl's situation, but I've seen ones just like it hundreds of times. And every time it happens, it follows, it's almost a script. It just happened, nobody knew what was going on. But here's the thing to remember. She didn't start off the night blacked out drunk. There was a series of decisions that happened between then and now that got the person there. So take it for what it's worth. Confrontation, for lack of a better word, is stupid. Nothing comes of it, nothing gets solved with it, and the guy's need to have confrontation is basically his way of begging the other person to lie to him. Please tell me nothing happened. I want to believe you. The other person may say nothing happened, they may say something happened. But what commonly happens here is something called trickle truth. Trickle truth is where they start confessing very, very small, tiny moments in the evening in hopes that smaller confessions don't require full disclosure. So this is where that meme comes from. Oh no, nothing happened, we're just friends. Oh, we just kissed a little, but that was just it. Well, we slept in the same bed, but nobody got naked. Well, we slept together, but it was just one time. And yeah, it's definitely not it's definitely your baby. Also, if you're in an actual relationship, and this one isn't one, by the way, but if you're in an actual relationship and you start confronting somebody, all you're doing is letting them know you have suspicions. And if they're the kind of person that is cheating on you or doing something nefarious like that, you're just encouraging them to hide it better after reassuring you that nothing happened. So yeah, if you have to confront them, there's nothing they can say that'll fix things. Either you have enough to go on that your boundaries have been crossed and you need to act, or you don't. Either way, talking to the other person doesn't solve either of those problems. Long-term relationships. It's the clearest sign that you got a guy who's completely blue-pilled, simpish, all the other stuff you can think of. It's once they refer to a relationship that's a couple months long as a long-term relationship. I'm telling you right now, anything under 12 months, no kid in the picture, no real estate bought together, no heavy long-term investment signals, and you don't have a long-term relationship. You have a short-term relationship. Or what a girl would think of it as, a plate, a friend with benefits, casual dating. The worst thing you can do at 6 months in is start thinking of yourself as a boyfriend with a long-term relationship, because I'm here to tell you, narcissistic masks in people, personality hiding masks, these things take time to shed themselves. You already know this, when you first go meet somebody, the person's family, different friends, different coworkers, there's a period of time where you don't actually see what they're actually like. You see more of a pleasant persona. A lot of people talk about that in the business world too. The storming, norming, transforming, I believe it is. Somebody correct me in the comments if they got the better name for it. But the point is, you're not actually dealing with the actual person in front of you. You're dealing with a representative. Now, after 12 months, you're going to find the person generally changes because people can't keep up these facades forever. In this case, you're going to find somebody who's maybe got baby rabies and is hiding the fact, but then all of a sudden you see 6 months in, they start really pressuring you for that kind of thing, or they're dying for a wedding and they have to get wifed up really quick and they start pressuring you immediately in month 4 over what the wedding is going to be like and that kind of stuff. Their lack of planning does not necessitate your emergency. Now, the only way you can make sure that you're not going to have a person that's going to turn into Bridezilla or Pregzilla, or in this case, Cheatin' Hozilla, is to give it time and patience. You need to give arguably 12 to 18 months of time just to be able to see the real person in front of you. And until then, investing to the point where you'd call them a long-term relationship, it's completely unwarranted. My advice for this guy is simple. Did you a favor, man. Walk away. I have yet to see a story of any girl ever cheating on a guy where there's not some big sob story attached to it. It's always something that happened, which always leads to this roundabout road with tons of feelings and emotion and words, just to arrive at the spot where somehow it's not your fault and you need to forgive her. Screw that noise. Look, my heart bleeds for people who end up in these horrible situations due to the choices of their own making, but none of that is your problem. So for this guy, yeah, She crossed a boundary. Even if nothing happened, she put herself in a situation where he should have instantly known something could have happened. Now, I don't know about you, but if I'm with a girl and I want to start calling her a long-term relationship, and she puts herself in situations for her to upgrade, well then that tells me right now she's not invested. She's not in it to win it. Either she doesn't know, in which case she's not ready for a relationship because that's her job to foster anyway and she needs to get those skills before she can start, or she does know it didn't work out and now she wants to come crawling back. Either way, if you have self-respect, take it for what it's worth. Because guys in general are stupid. We're stupid and we're self-deluded and we're very good liars. And the person we lie to the most is ourselves, which is why we're a good liar. You don't want to believe this stuff. You want to believe your girl is sugar and spice and everything nice. And when these kind of situations come up, I guarantee you're basically asking her to lie to you, even if you don't know you are. And the more invested you are, the harder this becomes. This is why you see a bunch of guys who are single talking about, oh, I would never get simped this and I would never get cheated that. Put 2 kids in the mix, 15 years of a marriage, ask that guy the same question. Add all of his ego investments in there, and I guarantee you he will concoct a fantastical story as to why he believes her. This never happened. It's the other guy's fault. And in some cases, a lot of girls end up suggesting that legal action be taken because of the struggle hugging scenario. So imagine this, people's lives getting ruined just because somebody else wants to delude themselves into thinking they're still a good person after they took advantage of somebody and still want them to take her back. So how does this matter for you? Simple. These situations and dispassionate honesty is your greatest ally here. And seeing these examples and seeing how to deal with these examples will make sure once you see them happening in your life, you know not to do it. I mean, the alternative on this one is super easy, by the way. She wants to go on a girls' night out with her friends. He obviously knows that they're a bad idea. He said as much in his quotations there. Simply put, I don't really date girls that go out drinking at night with their friends on Friday night and stay out till 3 a.m. Shorter, sweeter. Now, she has a choice she can make right there. Either she's invested in you and the idea of going out and drinking with her friends and being around hot guys is completely not interesting to her, and she would rather spend it with you and whatever you want to do, or she's not invested in you, in which case, you don't trust me, I would never do anything like that, you can't tell me what to do. All the excuses come out because somewhere in that little girl limbic brain is a part of her that wants to keep her options open. Either she craves the validation, either she's looking to upgrade, maybe she's dissatisfied with you, whatever the reason is. As soon as he understands, oh, okay, I now understand where I am on the totem pole. He can make his objective decisions. And in this case, you can't tell me what to do. What? You don't trust me? I'm going on my girls' night out? All right, it's been fun. 6 months in, find a new one, call it a day. But we don't live in that world. We live in a world where a guy after 6 months thinks of the girl as a wife and then gets surprised when she starts doing some things that 6-month relationships have happen. But on that note, I'll leave it there. Hope you guys enjoyed this, another quick relationship breakdown. As always, come on into Patreon. We'll deal with these one-on-one group sessions all the time, every Friday. We don't charge till the end of the month, so it's a good opportunity for you to come in, check it out, see if it's for you, and see if you want to stick around. As always, there she is. We got the book still on Amazon right now. The audiobook is just about finished here. We're waiting for the review to complete. Then once it's done, it should be a nice little Christmas present for you guys that maybe don't have the time to read an entire book by hand, and you'd rather have it playing in the car while you're driving around from one sanctioned COVID-friendly event to another one. But on that note, catch you guys later. Cheers.